Hello everybody, welcome back to Cure for the Common Game. Today we're going to talk about samurai. Now, samurai, a tribe that is only in the Kamigawa block, as far as I know, plus some changelings, of course. But it's not a real deep tribe. I think we got 21 plus 4 changelings, but anyway, that is what I decided to do with Mr. Takeno here. Because, I mean, 6 mana 3/3s are awesome and all, but I figured if I was ever going to do a samurai tribal, he's the guy. Now let's look at some samurai to see how much Bushido we're talking about. I actually have these in sets, the 3 samurai sets. So we'll look at the Bushi Tenderfoot first. Now, if you can get him to live through a combat as a 1/1, he becomes amazing. And he has Bushido 2 and Double Strike, so that, makes him even bigger. The Enforcers, just Bushido 2, 6 mana 4/4. We're not off to an incredible start as far as value for our mana. Now, we got a 4 mana 2/2 with Bushido, and it flies, so that's flying is not very common amongst samurai, apparently. The Bushido 1, first strike. Now, the Pale Curtain is really good because, I mean, it's on the curve of the 2 mana 2/2 White Knight-ish kind of abilities, but it hurts so many recursion decks. It really does. The Devoted Retainer, just plain simple 1-drop. The Hatamoto. So he's going to get, if you've got your general out, he's going to be a 2/4, and then the general's going to make him a 3/5, which is not bad for 2 mana. Sensei Golden Tail. Now, the problem is it doesn't stack. So you can give the changelings you've got Bushido, but after that we have Mr. Bound by Honor, because I'm not going to try to pronounce the first name. Hey, he also team pumps, so that's cool. So that is it for champions. We're going to go to betrayers now with Silverstorm. Now, I guess Flash on a 3/3 for 6 mana is not bad. I mean, surprise blocker, maybe. Indebted Samurai. We're getting a little fuzzy with them words getting small, ain't we? He cares about the tribe. Takeno's Cavalry. Man, hating on them spirits because they're such a troublesome tribe. And Kentaro. No, not the Mortal Kombat guy. Have I done him in a deck yet? I don't know if I have or not. Oh, wow. This is going to be another mono white samurai. Wow, this is going to be rough. I may have to do something different with him. I don't know. Maybe dudes with swords. Is he holding 2 swords? Is he dual wielding? No. What is that in his left hand? Can't make it out. Dudes with goatees? I don't know. So now we are on to Saviors of Kamigawa with the Hand of Honor, just good old-fashioned White Knight. The Moth Rider, another flyer. The Dawn Blade. And the Inner Chamber Guard. Now that is it for the samurai that I have. There may be more that I don't have in mono white, but that's what I've got. So I do have like the Aven Changeling, the Changeling Sentinel, the Changeling Hero, and of course our favorite Mirror Entity because it just wins games. And technically it's a samurai. Now, as you notice, some of those were a little pricey mana-wise, so I do have probably a little more ramp than I do in most mono white decks. I mean, we're going to start with Tithe, because let's face it, this is ramp. Just getting the lands in your hand is kind of a big thing. Now, Mind Stone and Star Compass. Star Compass didn't get used a lot, and I figured in a, you know, obscurity was kind of another theme that I used for the deck. I tried to keep it in theme of the samurai theme or whatever, but there's just not a whole lot of love for that. So I was like, well, obscurity, yeah, that'll work. But Star Compass, it's a fine rock. I mean, it's not a Felwar stone, but it's decent. Thunder Totem to get you the white. Golem and the Archive, you know, overcosted soul rings and all. And then, why not? Honor Worn Sheku. Thank you, sir. May I have another? I mean, now, let's go with removal. What we're going to call spot removal. Reciprocate, condemn, crib swap, because it kind of fits the whole, I guess, shapeshifter thing. Now, Cage of Hands, I really, really like, because it's that pacifism that you can reuse over and over. It's also really good in like Enchanter style decks if it's a late game and you've got a ton of mana and you need to draw some cards. And then Vow of Duty. As you can see, this is, you know, obscurity here. Board wipes and Nevernal's Disc and Mass Calcify just because they're good, and Mass Calcify being 7 mana, you don't really care because it doesn't affect you. Now, Hail of Arrows, I don't think gets used a lot. And it, here again, early game or late game, you know, it can kill that 1-1 or it can kill those 12 1-1s. Tividar's Crusade, because for some reason, yeah, it's obscure, but I think Samurai would just be repulsed at the idea of goblins. I don't know. I can't prove this, but, you know, also I'm looking for a reason to play with Tividar's Crusade. Love the card. 99% of the time when you draw it, it is a dead card in your hand. And yes, I know it, but the one time that Krinko gets out of control and you've got it, it is totally worth it. I mean it. Using Gleanfall over Tranquility because, well, it fits in our colors, but Tranquility type effects. I mean, I know that's green, but there's a ton of these in white, but I want to use Gleanfall because it was from Kamigawa. Now, Samurai have no weapons. So we're going to roll through the common ones here, like the Warhammer, the Fire Shrieker, Battle Mastery. I think I should be able to have like 30 Battle Masteries because, I mean, they are samurai. Anyway. The Sword of Cauldra. I don't have the other two pieces. +5 and Exiling Dudes is not bad. And it's a, you know, it's an awesome sword. And a samurai would use it if it wasn't like, you know, plain specific. We actually had these. These were back-to-back in Standard, by the way, Kamigawa. And then, or was it Mirrodin before Kamigawa? It was a weird Standard back then. No Dachi. Ronin War Club, and of course the General's Kabuto. Now, giving your General Shroud is kind of cool. And then it not dying is also kind of cool. The Oathkeeper. Now, Oathkeeper is really good. It is a tribal equipment because it's legit a samurai thing. Coordinated Barrage. Morning Tide's gonna save our samurai. Oh no, I'm sorry. I read it wrong. it's going to, yeah. They just shoot down an attacking creature, apparently. Call to Glory. It's a 1-turn +1 team pump, but you know, a lot of times that's all you need. Otherworldly Journey is going to make it something bigger and save it from done. Second Sunrise will now. I've always hated this card because it is each player. Each player. So it doesn't like improve your board state over anybody else's board state. It does, however, reset it to where before you cast that Akroma's Vengeance, you know, or before you did the whatever, we're going back in time to that point and stop it. Ethereal Haze is, of course, our Fog variant. And Martyr, or Blood of the Martyr, there are pyroclasm effects that hurt white weenies. And at the end of the day, this is kind of a white weenie deck. I mean, we don't have a lot of dudes, so we're not flooding the board, but that does make our creatures a little more valuable than most because we don't have as many to replace them. And being able to just, you know, power them through that wrath or the pyroclasm effect. Yeah, you're going to take some damage, but you won't have to take it all. You know, if it deals 3 damage to all of them and they all got 3 toughness, and you can just take the 1 apiece or whatever. But that's cool. Call to Glory. I already have. Wait a minute. Do I already have Call to Glory? I freaking do. 2 copies of damn Call to Glory. See, this is what happens when you start to build decks and you pick it up later. So I think we'll keep the foil one, and we'll take this one out. And I'm kind of land shy anyway, so we'll just put in the planes. Put it back over here. Yeah, there again, like I said, it's when you start building a deck and you put it up for a couple months and you come back to it. Anyway, Charge Across Arabia is I think it's an amazing surprise card because nobody sees it coming. Now, granted, it's 5 mana, so potentially it's +5. It's not. I use it as a game-winning card because, believe me, it sets you back. Returning, you know, a whole bunch of planes to your hand can really, really set you back. Or it can just win you the game on the spot. Horror or Hall of Triumph just seems like something that we need. I would probably use the Glorious Anthem and all of those had I had more copies, but it wouldn't hurt anyway. Now we got 2 cards left, and one I just wanted to talk about. Blessed Wind. This is as close as white's going to get to a deal 20 damage spell. And in the right situation, it's more than that. Each color got a wind for 9 mana, and white's just happened to be life total becomes 20. It wasn't gain 20, it was becomes 20. And the idea back then in 60-card Magic was you're resetting yourself to the beginning of the game. But in our format, we start off at 40, and a lot of decks climb way higher than that. And the ability to just, even if it's just going to 20 from 40, that's 20 damage for 9 mana in mono white. I like it. Our last card is, this is the first wish y'all have seen in any of my decks. Now, in Gatherer, I do believe the Oracle text says that outside in a non-sanctioned game, it's any card you own. However, this is one of those things that I'm kind of curious about. It all depends on EDH is founded on pretty much house rules and your local meta and whatever. Curious. Do y'all allow wishes? Do you some even play with sideboards, which I don't really, subscribe to, but just curious. What do most people do with wishes? I've got the Golden Wish in here because if any deck needs some help, it's this one. And it is just, artifact or enchantment. It's not like the powerhouse wishes or nothing. But y'all let me know what you think, and I do appreciate you watching. Um, I believe today is New Year's Eve. Yeah, I think we're going to upload this New Year's Eve. So y'all have a happy new year, and I appreciate you watching in 2017, and I look forward to keep doing this in the next year. But right now, we're going to shuffle and cut.